does the
It's
Constitution?
got to remain in four.
Can y'all hear us?
All right, guys, can you hear us here?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, we're going to attempt to go back and pick up a couple of the show and tells that we're unable to because of the projector issues. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit and try and catch up on those
Bill
things.
and I were just talking amongst ourselves.
Okay, all righty. So we're back up.
All right, I want to share a product that I've got. Back in September, I went up to New Jersey. Chuck Passaro had a workshop there, and he had these lights, these architect desk lamps, and so he had several of them, and it really looked nice, and he uses that to do a lot of his design work and works, and so I ordered one, and I swear it's the best purchase I've made in a long time. This thing provides so much light that it has adjustable arms. Let's see. I guess I got to go. I'm gonna. Let's see. Let me share this.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you really want something that lights up your workbench, this thing does it. It's got it's 47 inches long. The two ends fold down, and it really it clamps to your table. That's the only thing that needs. You got to have an edge on your table. I had to extend my. I put sandwich my edge on my table between two pieces of wood, and but it's sturdy. It's bright. I like it because it's got a remote. You just take and hit. You got two buttons there that turn the lights on. It's all LED. It works really good, and let's see here if I can. Round circular bar and clamp and all.
This thing over here, this architect lamp that this brand sent to me for this video, it is.
But that's just what I wanted to share. What I had bought, and I think if you want a good addition to your workshop, this light would really make a good addition. So I give it a 5-star review, and it's really nice. All right, that's all I've got.
Ryland, thanks a lot. You know, I have something like 6 LED fluorescent light kind of things around, all the way around mine, because I just can't get enough light on there to see without some shadows. And this would help a lot. And it's kind of subtle too.
Yes, this if you really wanted something to light up your workbench, this is definitely a go-to. So, all right, I think I just got off, but
All right, how about
I can't.
still up?
I'm no longer sharing as far as I know, but I cannot get.
You can. The host should be able to change what's going on.
We still see the Amazon page online.
There you go.
There you go. Now we see Ryland.
Okay.
All right.
Just one more.
Okay. Well, what do we got there?
I'm going to sit down and share some photos. This is part 2 of Gene and Greg's excellent adventure. No, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So this is what-
A lawsuit.
All right, you guys online, I guess you can see this?
That's right.
Okay, good.
all right. So this is maybe day 3 of the trip. I can't remember. Gene and I went up to Elsinore, which is in northeast corner of the island, north of Copenhagen. It's a maybe 45-minute train ride. This is the inside of not everything's about boats. Some of it's just what we see. This is the inside of the train station. Quite nice. And
It looks like a church.
all right, so there we go. That's the outside of the train station.
Hmm.
That is Kronborg is the name of the castle. That's the setting for Hamlet. If you're a Shakespeare fan. This is ice-breaking tugboat called the Bjorn, which in Danish it means bear. They sail. I can't remember what it is. It's something like the first Sunday of every month they go out on tours, or you can charter it for a special event, like they do a lot of ash scattering, for people who have been cremated. We just paid them a very nominal fee, maybe 10 or 15 bucks a piece, and we got our own private tour. Some of the people that run the boat came out and met us. I just took as many pictures as I could without annoying them or Gene too much. So if I ever decide to make a model, I can include a lot of details. This is the engine room. It's a coal-fired boiler with a triple expansion steam engine. There's the boiler with a very sleepy-looking Gene. You can see the telegraph or whatever it's called up above. We'll see the pilot house version later. That's the engine to the left, and I think the seawater pumps to the right. And powered by recycled dinosaurs. This is the steam-assisted steering gear. Nice, model detail for if you were to do all this decking down below. Learn Danish. I know you don't need to learn Danish forward and back. Now you know how to steer or direct it. Some of the interior. Pretty nice for tugboat. Galley. All right, so now a few months back, I brought in plans that I purchased from their National Museum for railroad ferry. The shipyard in which the ferry was built is right here, but the shipyard closed. I can't remember. It was in the 80s, early 90s. I think it was late 80s. I think not all that long ago. And now they have a small museum, and one of the things is these bronze statues, just the workers put it in. They had a small museum, a lot of tools. A lot of models, not too many of them all that noteworthy, but I took a few pictures. Nice half-full one up here on the wall. I forgot I had the video. So this is, let me pause it. This video is a timeline from when the very first ship they built, and then how many they built each year with a few representative ones. So you can see, this is
You can see how the ships evolved.
yeah.
Wow. Boy, that's a lot of ships.
Yep.
Sure is a lot of ships.
I'm sure it was a sad day for the locals when they closed down.
You know it. How come they-
1983, all right.
Greg,
Yes?
any idea how come they closed?
Oh, I'm sure it's foreign competition, high wages in Denmark. I was there to work at a different shipyard, and they've since closed their doors as well. They had a 37.5-hour work week. I'm sure their wages were incredibly high. And when you've got a million, well, first it was the Japanese, and then their standard of living went up. And the bulk, they're still very competitive, but the Koreans got in the door as Japan became, more and more expensive. And now the same thing's happened in Korea. Now it's shifted to China. So you can't compete with the lower wages. Just a few more models in their museum. This is their boardroom. I really like this painting. I think the lighting effect is great. So this is the old shipyard that's closed down, and there's the castle right there. We stood out. This is the pier, or quay, whatever you want to whatever the proper pronunciation is, where the Bjorn that we were touring was up against. More half ovals. There's two murals, stone's throw away, just on the side of buildings in town. I thought they were particularly well done. I like this one. The big Maersk container ship next to a really old steam freighter, old and new. Now, they did not build anything like this at this shipyard, but old lighthouse. It's part of the National Museum ship at this point. Again, castles in the background. Two of the fabrication bays for the shipyard have been turned into like food malls. There's about 20 or so food vendors along each side, and an eclectic group of furniture and tables in the middle for you to sit down and eat. And then that's one of them. And then, oh, yeah. I like this one here. Don't handshake, clink your beers. And then this is the adjacent bay. It was just overflow for next door. But we were not there on a day busy enough for it to all be filled. There's a jean size model. Old bone model. Prisoner of war thing, I guess. And I said last time I did photos that I really like dioramas, so here's another one. Now we're in the Maritime Museum. So last set of slides, we're in the War Museum where it was all naval. This is more the merchant side. It'll include some warships, but it's more the merchant marine. And we have similar models in our gallery, of engines. This is when they were scrapping a ship. This is all of the paint layered on top of each other. There's no steel there. That's just layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of paint. You see a sailor sitting still, you give him a paintbrush. Yes. This was a cool diorama thing where they've got some sort of underwater light deal, so doing shadows from the clouds. Well, I guess now it's from above, otherwise the top of the ship would be illuminated. There's another jean size model. This is very similar to the one I got the plans for. I won't do mine all in wood like that. Again, just representative models in the museum. Kaylin, you did some really good things out of cardboard. Very impressed with your ingenuity. Here's a similar one.
Yes, Titanic was the best one. It's just like that one right there. And she was my best one.
Okay. I am not big on the ships and bottles, but they had a collection that were really, really well done. I included a few of those. That's a tiny little medicine ball.
Wow.
It seems like every maritime museum I go into has at least one dredge ship, and they didn't let me down. Another one. I don't know what it is about dredgers, but they're popular subjects. All right, this is the boat that I'm currently building a model of. This model was built by the grandson of the man who built the boat, who later became the conservator of the museum and the guy who drew up the plans that I'm building to. So that's what mine will look like, hopefully, if I ever get that far.
I can interest you in a better piece of wood for the base.
I have different plans for the base, but these are other ships models that the same guy built. So these are all Christian Nielsen ship models. Just half holes on the wall. Gene really liked this display, I think. You can't see them all really well, but you know, there's only but so much room in the museum. So it still makes it an impressive display, even though you can only look at the bottom 2 or 3 rows. There is a Gene size model.
Now that is how I expect. This is how I expect your model of the SS United States.
Wow.
This is how I expect.
That is serious.
Pull it out.
Yep. Oh, which one is it?
One that doesn't.
Pull it back.
Trying to get up some light here.
Greg, how was visitation when you were there? That's not sparse.
Weather was.
It was a rainy, cold day.
No. Oh,
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't crowded, but it was. I think it was just the weather.
We were there midweek. I think it was Thursday. Now I can't quite remember, but it was also a really rainy day. That's usually.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it's a bench. Yeah. So you can only sit comfortably in the middle of the bench.
Depends what you want to do on that bench.
Yeah. Don't sit astride it toward the bow. This was exhibition of underwater photography that was amazing. Wherever they were, the water was quite clear. I'm sure there was some Photoshop work done after the fact, but you can't make the water more clear than it was originally. So yeah, this is underwater diver taking these photos, and there's some weird inversion thing. This is all filled with water, but there was a layer at which the sediment made it look like that's where the water level was. Just murkier there. All right, now we're onto the castle, and you saw this in the logbook.
That's how.
There's Gene on the way to the party. There's Gene after the party. This was, we went to a much more ornate castle at the very end of the trip. This one had burned, and they didn't put a whole lot of money into refurbishing it. And it was, I think, never like a primary residence, so they're not going to put all their money into it. Chapel. Organ in the chapel. And they're still pointing guns at Sweden. That's Sweden on the other side. And I think that's the last photo. Nope, there's this is the harbor. So when we arrived, it was raining. On the way back, the sun came out a little bit. I got some better pictures of the small boats in the harbor. And this is where we had dinner that night. It was a very nautical themed restaurant. And our first course was Gene's favorite, 3 types of pickled herring. And that is the last picture. Nope, one more. That's About 10:30 at night. Still plenty of sunlight.
At night and sunny.
You're so far north, yeah. That's the end of it. Okay.
All right, well, if you can indulge for maybe just a few more minutes, I have a couple of slides, mainly for the benefit of the guys online. You here saw the model. So I have my USB plugged in there.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, it's already plugged in. Just to illustrate a couple of the points that I tried to make on, and I can get through it in just a few minutes. Couple of minutes, yeah. All right, these are the brass vents that I spoke of. They were photo etched and then soldered together for the model. Next, just kind of give you an idea of the construction technique I use for some of the vents. And the louvers are all designed into the artwork, so it's just a matter of bending them all. Okay, next. And that's the completed ventilator before installation with the motor and the vent and all that stuff. Still in primer. Next.
So is that a cast metal part for the motor?
Yeah. I made a mold, cast it in.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is brass. Alrighty, next.
Well, those are just wonderful.
No, I didn't solder it. It's glued together. Yeah. No, if you tried to solder that,
Does it melt?
It would melt right away. It's very low temperature. It's probably like 285 degrees, less than 300 degrees. And that's the ventilator on board. All right, next. And I tried to capture that on the camera, but that's just some of the other ventilators. The antenna shaft. I guess it was an insulated antenna structure. Okay, next. And just a view down from the deck, the vents, and other vent, motor, and so forth. All right. And the fire bucket rack. I don't have the buckets yet. I will get them shortly. Line them up. All right. Next. And here's a kind of the construction for the 25-man life rafts. Made a basic ring, lined it with masking tape, and then made a mold next. And then from there, I cast up the number that I needed. I just needed three large ones and two smaller ones. Next. And there are some of the components, the oars, the floor, and so forth. Next. Primed. Next. Now, initially, I thought I would want the balsa raft that was on the roof to kind of drape over the roof. I subsequently changed my mind on that because I think the structure was a little more rigid than I was giving it credit for. But in order to accomplish that, I cooled the part while it was still fresh in the mold, still a little pliable, and then just draped it over, taped it down until it cured. And then it would leave kind of a draped look. Maybe if it was a rubber raft, it would do that, but a balsa raft, I think, would have more rigidity to it. I threw that out. And that's one of the rafts complete with all the stores and stuff tied in. And that'll be on top of the deck house. The other two will be in racks along the railing.
It's 25 man.
Yeah, it's supposedly support 25. I mean, most of them would be standing inside because the floor hangs, and it would be supported by a netting, which is all kind of represented there. So you probably get maybe a dozen, maybe more, standing upright within the raft, and the rest of them would be hanging out outside, hanging on lanyards, ropes, extended, things like that. They called it the 25-man boat. All right. Some of the details I've added to the lifeboat. I still have to flesh out the inside with all the oars and masting and rigging and stuff like that. The oars are brass. Again, the flukes I photo etched in brass and then soldered a rod to the flukes to finish them up. Next. Then that attached a hand grab on the those are actually, okay. That's all right. You can go forward. More castings for some of the interior for the supplies and stuff. All those bumpers, boat bumpers, and the rest are small casks of various sizes. And here they all are in primer. And those are the 3 boats that are represented on the Zircon. And just some pictures of the davits where the launch will be next. And this was a leftover vestige from the yacht. The Navy kept it for a while, but then dispensed with it. I don't know what became of it. I guess they got tired of dealing with it. Took it off and put another boat. All right, next. And I think that probably is where we ended up. Next. Okay. Moving on to the depth charge racks. All the components were photo etched, drawn in Photoshop, and then soldered together on a jig. That is one of the rails. Next. And the subsequent pictures in order will show how I assembled it. In order to correct the spacing, I put a depth charge in there so that they would correct height to support the depth charge. And it's just a matter of just soldering piece by piece up using the drawings that I had. This was the correct depth charge rack for this particular boat.
Gene, what tool do you use to solder?
Just a soldering iron with a very fine tip.
An electric one? I mean, a one that stays hot, or?
No, it's just a regular, what is it? Wellcraft. Yeah, just a regular solder. It's a variable heated one. It's got a very fine tip on it. And for small pieces like that, it worked fine. If it was it was much larger, I'd probably use my resistance solder because you can punch a lot more heat in a smaller area. But I didn't want to heat up too much, otherwise I desoldered what I had left. And as you can see, I'm a very sloppy solderer, but the secret is in the cleanup afterwards. All right, next.
Thanks.
It's just a matter of there's represents 2 of the sides, and then the 2 sides are tied together, cross members, and then just details is layered on until the units are complete. And then from there, I'm talking about the cleanup. The wire brush that cleans up a lot of the loose solder. I put it in. I have a little Hush airbrush, air eraser, a little sandblaster. They're real fine, yeah. And that cleans up a lot of the errant soldering and makes the surface textured, ready for priming. Right, next. And then, obviously, priming and painting from there on. All right. And just layering on the details, rivets, the bits and pieces before the final coat of paint goes on. And then the depth charges were cast from a mold in bismuth metal. All right, next. And just test fitted. Make sure they all slid in nicely. All right. And then you get some fairly decent detail in that. Yeah, you can just kind of cycle through those. Here they are painted up and pretty much assembled, ready for installation on the boat. The stenciling is made from a little decal that I made myself and then applied. And then the storage racks for the depth charges are again photo etched. This is a representation of some of the parts that all of the racks were made from. Instead of using commercial L pieces, I just made my own. They're much thinner cross section. All right. And it's just a matter of bringing them aboard. And take us pretty much to the to the end, I believe. Yeah. All right. So that's what you probably wouldn't be able to see if you stuck your nose close up to the boat. Pictures are much better. And with that, we will bring it to a close if there are no other questions.
Hey, I got a question for Bill.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
how did you enjoy your visit to the Mariners Museum?
Oh, that museum is fabulous. It's always been fabulous. I've been there before, but it's changed so much. It's like being there for the first time.
Yeah, what was your favorite part of it?
Well, my friend Dave wants to build actually a large version of the turret of the monitor with all the gear underneath. And amazingly, you can see a replication of that, downstairs. And so we took lots of pictures and of course, I love the steamship section, so I spent time there. And of course, those, what's his name? Crabtree exhibit was just delightful. The place is just wonderful. And we even had a short chat with Ron Lewis.
Ron's sitting right here right now.
Good to hear you again.
Yeah, it was really, that was nice seeing him. And you guys have quite a presence at that museum.
All right. We enjoyed your visit.
But we really had a great time. Thanks.
Good. All righty, guys. If you have no other comments or questions, we will call it a day. And thanks for joining us. And hopefully we're going to fix this AV system of ours. Maybe get our own and just take control of it.
Well, good. It was a nice meeting. I enjoyed all the input.
All right. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys next month.
Okie doke.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.